What's up, America? This is Kim and Neil with Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about tuckable holsters. We get that question a lot. Which holsters are tuckable? So we're going to talk about some common ones.
Yep, we'll show you how to identify that just by looking at them and talk about some common sense stuff when it comes to tucking your holster in. So first off, why? Why do we want to be able to have a tuckable holster? What's the advantage there?
You have a lot of people who have, professional jobs where they have to wear dress shirts.
Yeah, professionals, not scumbags like us.
They have to dress up a little bit more, and also they need to be a lot more deeply concealed, so they can't wear an untucked shirt.
So let's talk about guns.
So first off, you're probably not going to want to carry some full-size gun. This isn't going to be very easy to deep conceal.
However, hang on, let's bring that back up. Here's the one thing that we always get lost on, and I use this as a great example because we got a weapon light, it's a 5-inch slide and all that. Truth be told, right, the part that we're really trying to conceal is this, right? This grip area. Because that's what your shirt is going to have to cover up, right? So obviously this probably wouldn't be super comfortable trying to carry all this inside your pants or whatever. Many jokes to come on that, I'm sure. But this is the big deal, right? It's this grip length, and like if you have a mag well or something like that, that's going to be even more of a challenge. So what would be more reasonable?
More of a smaller single stack gun like the Shield or the XDS. Those are probably much easier to conceal.
Yeah, 365, any of them. But the bottom line is look at the thicknesses if we're looking at the frames themselves and the grips. Again, this is what we're going to have to hide. So a lot easier to try to conceal that small amount. And plus, if we go, you've got good contracting colors here. Look at the grip difference, right? So this is going to be significantly easier to hide, right? And one other point when we talk about magazines. So a lot of times when you carry a single stick like this, you're going to have a flush fit or a magazine that has an extension on it, which obviously we want to have it as flush fit as possible. But a lot of times, people will carry a secondary, a backup mag, and it'll be an extended mag, so it'll stick out. Obviously, that's not the one we want in the gun when we're trying to deep conceal and tuck our clothes in.
We're not going to get into every brand of every holster because there's just so many out there. A lot of manufacturers make tuckable holsters, and they have them for Kydex, full Kydex, and also hybrid. So plenty of different brands out there. But let's talk about how we can tell if it's tuckable.
Sure. And your favorite holster brand probably already has one. So we're going to give you some different styles of tuckable holsters. So full Kydex, by the way, as Kim mentioned, that's just Kydex on both sides. Everybody and their brother makes one. Great, whatever one you want to use. These loops, okay, as you can see right where my finger is, there's a big space back here, right? So that's what makes this a tuckable holster, okay? So essentially, if we take a firearm here and we put our gun in there, all right, basically the shirt, and I'll show you this in a second, but the shirt will come over the entire gun, the grip, and the shirt will tuck in behind the actual belt loops, okay, or clips, whatever you're going to rock. And so this is the only part that's going to be exposed. Here's
another example. This one's just a single clip style, and you can see that it sticks out quite a bit. And like we said, we'll show these in just a minute. So you tuck your shirt into here.
All right, so there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different styles. There you go, of tuckable holsters.
There's some hybrid options here with different clips and things like that. So
right.
It's not just full Kydex, like I said.
And when you're talking about hybrid, explain to them what that means.
Hybrid means that it's Kydex on one side, and then it's either leather or some kind of other material that's softer on the other.
All right, and again, as you can see, this type of a wire type of setup. This is a plastic loop that has a space behind it.
There's clips, there's loops, there's these wiry things, there's all different.
So there's a lot of different ways to do that. What you're looking for always is that gap. There's a gap back here. That's where that shirt would tuck into whatever style you have. That's key. This is not necessarily an inside the waistband holster, but still this would not be tuckable as well because there's no way to get a shirt behind it. Here's
another example of one that's not tuckable because there's no gap in between the clip and the holster itself. So nowhere to tuck your shirt.
Right, and the most important thing is this is an IWV. This is an inside the waistband. So buyer beware, not every inside, just because it's an inside the waistband holster does not make it tuckable. Okay, so something to be aware of. So here we go. This is not a fashion video by any sense of the means. I'm just throwing on my shirt here. I got my tie on. Obviously, jeans probably a little weird. But here's the idea. I got my holster on. It's tucked in so I can do my normal day-to-day stuff. Again, you know, you're not going to have that perfect, sleek, super tight waistline look. It's impossible because you have a gun there, depending on how you're going to carry it. But you could reasonably pull this off with your normal shirt and tie or whatever, even if you didn't wear a tie, as long as you have the right holster and the right gun setup. Again, you're trying to be deeply concealed here. If you're wearing a jacket, it wouldn't really matter. But in this case, I'm showing worst case scenario, kind of in your regular shirt and tie look, and you can still carry your gun. When we talk about the holster itself, these are just the thin wire clips here, loops, whatever you want to call them. They're clips really because they can clip on and off. I have one in the front and then another one back here. So that's the only thing that's really going to show when you have a properly tucked in holster like that. A lot of the other things that will help, just as another example from that's on the table, if you see these holsters that have this wing on here, this is a godsend. This really helps because what happens, not the right gun, but it doesn't matter. What happens is that the belt is going to push on that extended wing and helps keep the grip more towards the body. So whether you do appendix or whatever the case is, it's definitely doable.
So like we talked about before, when you're looking for a tuckable holster, there's tons of them out there. Check, you know, your favorite holster manufacturer. They might have one already. You just want to make sure it has that space in between where the holster is and where your attachment loop or clip or whatever is. You are, like Neil said, not going to be able to wear the tightest shirts. You do have to make some adjustments, just like everything in concealed carry. You do have to make a little bit of give. You have to wear maybe bigger shirt, bigger pants. When you do wear it, I know some people complain because they say, well, you still have the clip sticking out. So yes, I don't know, maybe people might notice, but honestly, people are not really paying attention. I highly doubt they're going to notice these two little clips. But if you're really, really concerned about that, one thing I know a lot of some our students who have to wear deep concealment, they do is they take ulti clips, which is this clip. It's like a universal clip that works with a lot of different holsters. And what this clip does is actually attaches to your pants. So instead of attaching to a belt, it attaches to your pants. And they do actually work really, really well. We did a video on them. They don't work well with yoga pants, but with thicker pants, they do work. And then once you do that, then you put a belt on top of it so nothing is actually showing. So if you're looking for an option, then you want to go really deep concealment, that's another thing you can check out. We hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, like, share, comment. We always love to hear from you guys. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube and click that little bell so you get notified every time we put a video out. You can find us on YouTube, of course, on Facebook, on Instagram, and we put all of our premium content on Patreon. Until next time, remember, it's always better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.